Peace and salute. Peace and salute. It's your boy Maybach Mel 1804. Just thought I'd do a quick live and play some videos, that I find interesting. Maybe you guys might find it interesting. So anybody that comes in, please like, comment, subscribe, and share this live. Try to get it out in the algorithm, please, and I appreciate that. What's going on, Nija? What's up? What's up? Salute. All right, so with that being said, I'm gonna just get right into it and play this video. I hope you guys Friday is going great. Going into the weekend, you know. So on that note, I'm about to get into this video. All right.
Weeks, maybe even more. They have been getting back-to-back monsoons and cyclones and floods. Look at this, y'all. This thing is not stopping. This thing is not stopping. Y'all hear that water? Oh my God. Look at this. It's not stopping. The whole earth is literally going down. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I gotta make more videos. Do y'all see what Indonesia got going on, y'all? Man, they have been going.
That's crazy, man. That is crazy. I know I just laughed, but it is no laughing matter when, y'all seen a lot of people on that road trying to cross, basically go home or wherever they trying to get to and can't because the road is coming down. That's sick, man. It's crazy. Nigel, it's all good, man. If you can, probably at work or whatever you're doing. But I appreciate you for tapping in though. Definitely. Talib, salute, peace and salute, man. Yeah, man, it's just crazy what's going on around the around the world with this with the weather that's going on. Tsunamis, earthquakes, tornadoes. Man, it's wicked out here, you know. But with that being said, I'm gonna go to the next video. Keep the show rolling.
Politicians are using these sanctuary cities to protect their pedophiles and continue running their massive worldwide pedophilia ring and use humans as currency. and launder their money. But what if it's even deeper and darker than that? What if these sanctuary cities are where specific labs are, where they create adrenochrome? What if this is all connected? The Bank of America, Charlotte, North Carolina, human trafficking, adrenochrome, sanctuary cities. What if it's even connected to the Italian mafia and the Vatican? Bank of America has a rich history. It dates all the way back to 1904. It started out as the Bank of Italy. The first Bank of America began in Italy, but then they moved it to San Francisco and started an American version of it, specifically to help Italian Americans out. In 1928, the Bank of Italy merged with the Bank of America in Los Angeles and was officially renamed Bank of America National Trust and Savings Association. It kept growing and merging, and in 1998, it became one of the largest financial institutions in the world and headquarters out of Charlotte, North Carolina. And don't forget, in 2009, when Obama crashed the economy, Bank of America received a $45 billion bailout from the government. And don't forget, in 2014, Bank of America settled a $17 billion lawsuit related to mortgage fraud. What if Bank of America is one of the keystones for the three city-state empire? What if it's connected to the Italian mafia, adrenochrome, cartel, politicians, cabal, and human trafficking? And what if the mainstream media is hiding the truth from the people? The ICE raids are about raiding the pedophiles, and that's big business for the cabal. And what if it's connected to Bank of America and adrenochrome? I find it very interesting that one of the largest financial institutes in the world that was originally connected to the Bank of Italy is in a sanctuary city. It's all about the children. The mainstream media and politicians are hiding the truth about adrenochrome, and follow the money.
Patriot Princess.
A lot of
Yeah, it's crazy, man. One of the biggest issues and problems that we have, not just in this country, but I feel like a lot of countries or over the world, I should say. Almost stumbled on my words, but is you know, the trafficking, whether it's, adults or especially when it comes to the children, you know. It's a lot of wicked things, man, going on. And not too many people are speaking on these topics or subjects, you know. It's a lot of, like I said, a lot of wicked things going on. I don't know if you guys remember, I think it might have been early this year with the synagogue in Brooklyn, how they found underground tunnel and there was mattresses down there and there was like, baby cribs and baby bottles, diapers and all this other stuff. What's the update on that? How come they didn't, talk about that? There was a few people arrested, but nothing was said. There was no update on that. But let it be a drug ring or something pertaining, something like that, they would have gave us an update on that. And I just, again, it's crazy. They're not talking about the children trafficking. I was trying to avoid saying that, but I'm gonna just say it, you know. So how come we have the most missing children out of every and any country in the world? There's more missing children out here in the United States than there is anywhere else. Things that make you go, hmm. But yeah, I'm gonna keep rolling though. We're gonna keep rolling. So I'm gonna play the next video. This right
To
here.
happen, but you're up next. Listen, I need y'all to watch this video to the end. This I don't know where this came from. It's in the middle of the California lands. Not gonna say deserts because that's not what they are. If y'all feel something, share the video.
Alright, for everybody thinks it's AI, this ain't it. I'm here right now. It's not lit up right now, but as you can see, it's off the side of the road on Highway 62, Joshua Tree, California. It's actually, the highway's over here. As you can see, the statue is out here in the desert. Other people showing up. Let's go take a walk around the backside of it. You guys can see what it looks like. Pretty creepy. It's definitely kind of creepy. Anyways, just to show everyone, it's not a scam, it's not a hoax, it's not AI, it's real.
Alright, peace divine can. Look it. So
Yo, that looks demonic and wicked, man. It looks just crazy. If anybody watches this live, catches the replay, what do y'all think that looks like? Because I'm trying to figure it out. It has a bunch of skulls in it and all this other stuff. All I could remember was seeing something like that from like, I forgot what was the movie, Hellraiser. I know they had like different parts, but I can't remember which one. But in one of them, it was something crazy like that. But again, if anybody knows what that is or what they think they know what it is or whatever, please get in the comment section and let me know, because that's sick. But yeah. Anyways, let me see. Is there another video? Those, yeah. All right, we're gonna get into this one right here.
Texas, the Carolinas. Let me wake you up. These 50 states you see today, they're recent, created by conquest, not origin. Before the U.S. flag ever touched this land, this was already divided into empires, nations, and tribal territories, thousands of them. And if you were born in one of these states, you might actually be standing on the bones of your own kingdom. Louisiana, you may descend from the Washita de Dugdamundia Empire. Also, the Tunica, Huma, Choctaw, and Yamasee. This was royal land, straight up empire. Stolen during the Louisiana Purchase. Georgia, you're likely Yamasee, Creek, Muskogee, Oglala. These were sovereign nations, not tribes before the Trail of Tears and Indian removal. Florida, you're looking at Seminole, which included Black Maroons and Yamasee. Also Calusa, Appalachia, and Miccosukee. Many had African and indigenous roots. Don't let them lie to you. Mississippi, Alabama, home of the Choctaw, Chickasaw, Natchez, and the Mound Builders. That's sacred ground. You ain't just Southern, you're indigenous royalty. Texas, you might be Caddo, Tawakoni, Karankawa, or part of the Washita Imperial Stretch. Also, some Black Seminoles and Comanches escaped here, south of North Carolina. You're likely Cherokee, Catawba, Yamasee, or Saponi. Many of them were reclassified as freedmen or colored, but they were nations. New York, you could be Lenape, Iroquois, or Mohawk, the original lawgivers of Turtle Island. Some early Moors merged with these nations during colonial resistance. California, the so-called Black Indians of Cali were Tongva, Chumash, and Washoe. They don't teach that the West Coast had melanated tribes, so no, you're not just Black. You're not just African American. You're indigenous to the land. You're royalty from the soil. but they reclassified you, called you freedman, colored Negro, just so they could steal your inheritance. Want to know where you're from? Don't just look at Africa. Look at the land you stand on. That's your root. That's your tribe. That's your empire. Let me be clear. This video is not about gun violence. This is about protecting your legacy, your lineage, and your lawful rights. My name is Erica. I'm an indigenous woman to this land. I represent the Nativa Party, a movement dedicated to truth, sovereignty, and rebuilding what was stolen from our people. If you're looking to correct your status, protect your assets, or step out of corporate jurisdiction, click the link in my bio or inbox me directly. And don't forget to subscribe because what I'm doing is not for entertainment. It's for purpose.
That was real right there. What she's doing is not for entertainment, but for purpose. Now, to anybody that subscribes and calls themselves African American, more power to you. But, you are not African American. Why are we the only race that's been given a bunch of different titles and labels, especially when it comes to the African American? I remember researching that came about through Jesse Jackson after he took a trip to Africa and he came back here and he's like, oh, those are brothers and sisters over there. Next thing you know, on applications and papers, it's saying, African American. But people need to find out who they truly are. Stop running with these people's narratives and what they want you to subscribe to. But if that's what you want to subscribe to, then more power to you. If you want to be, calling yourself a crayon color, again, more power to you. Get to know your lineage, get to know your nationality. I remember growing up, again, with a lot of people, not just me, but it was your grandmother or your grandparents or your great grandparents that told you, the whole family tree. You didn't have to take a DNA test or, anything like that. And people should know, man, you giving up your blood. You know what they doing with it, you know. But yeah. With that being said, I'm gonna go to the next one. So peace and salute, man, to Georgia Peach. Like I said, to Lib. Who else is in here? Power God, salute to you. I said Georgia Peach, but Georgia Fran, but y'all like to call yourselves Georgia Peach, so I apologize for that. But Georgia Fran, peace and salute to you. All right, we're gonna go into this next one right here. This is crazy.
Look at this. Look at this. What are they doing to California? Oh my God. Y'all think that's the ocean, huh? No, bro. This is that fog. Look at this. Look at the color of that fog underneath that sun, bro. This shit look like a whole movie, bro. Remember the movie The Mist? Remember they told us about this? What happened? Oh my God, bro. Apparently people are saying they have been experiencing fog for about 2 weeks now, and we're just hearing about this. Look at the color of the fog. Y'all see that?
You guys, that fog has been back yesterday and today. It's weird. The 2 days before that it was sunny and clear, but literally it's been like this for like a week. This doesn't seem normal, and the temperature really isn't changing much at all.
Y'all see that? Look at that. It's a whole wall. Look at that, y'all. Y'all see the colors?
Type stuff.
She says she thinks it's some type of chemical type of fog. Maybe the way that she's experiencing. Do y'all smell sulfur? Remember last year this happened and people were smelling sulfur? Do y'all smell that? I mean, look at it from a plane, y'all. Look at this. Oh my goodness, man. You got a whole layer over here, you can't get through, and then you have clouds on top of clouds. How does that make sense? What?
This is so insane. This is where I live, and it's right on the start of the Central Valley fog. Look at this. This goes on for hundreds of miles across the entire Central Valley of California. You can see, look at that. Miles on miles of fog. It's just a blanket. That's the coastal ranges over there.
I mean, look at the color of the clouds, y'all. Look at this. It's like burning. It's like on fire almost. And did y'all see the sun? Look at that. It looks like a ceiling fan, doesn't it? See, y'all, look at that. It's funny because I was just talking to my wife about this the other day. I was sitting on my bed and I was looking up and I was like, I've seen the sun look like a ceiling fan before. And now look at this, y'all. It literally looks like a ceiling fan. It would make sense because what's inside of our house is a ceiling fan. So what's inside of the dome, wouldn't it be a light with a ceiling fan? Like, do y'all think that's where the wind is coming from? Oh my God. But this is crazy, y'all. Let me, again, we're in a simulation, y'all. We're in a matrix. So it would make sense that somebody is playing God here. But you know what I'm saying? Let me know down in the comments below. California, the fog, man. The shift is here. Let's continue to get it. Peace in. Y'all, look at this.
Yeah. Like I said earlier, man, there's a lot of crazy things going on, not just out here, but in the world, period. Um, Now I just recently took a trip from Boston to Philly, and I noticed like there was, a layer of clouds. Then when the plane went above that, there was another layer of clouds. Now, I say that to say this, that, you know, Bill Gates already said they want to block the sun because of the sun is too hot, right? They want the sun rays to go out to space. Now, again, who asked for that? Who authorized that? Now, I don't know if y'all know, but there is a great documentary that's out speaking on chemtrails. And but they'll tell you that, chemtrails is just a conspiracy, theory. Um Now, I don't know if y'all remember, I believe it was last year or last summer in New York. They had thick fogs for about a week, if I'm not mistaken, and stuff like that. Like me, I'm a person, I always pay attention. I always look up at the sky. So, I'm always looking up. And I done did a lot of recordings myself where I recorded planes flying in the sky and just spraying, you know. We being sprayed like bugs. So imagine when you're outside, right? And you're doing your daily dues or whatever you're doing, running errands and stuff like that, or you're going to the grocery store. Imagine all the people that's breathing that stuff in, because we don't know what that is. And it's funny that that's in California. They did that in California a long time ago, and they actually was spraying a bunch of chemicals and stuff like that. People was coughing. Some people got sick. Some people was feeling nauseous. Some people went to the hospitals. Um, I think I even did a live about the U.S. Army spraying in St. Louis. Okay, and they first said that they was running a test and this and that and all this, a whole bunch of other stuff. But people passed away from breathing these type of chemicals. Aluminum, barium, and some other chemicals and stuff like that. Like, why are they doing this? That's my question. Why are they doing this? Are they trying to you know, get rid of people? Are they trying to get people sick? Because people think that we're not being tested on anymore. That was something back then, the Tuskegee experiment and all this other stuff. So, if anybody to think that they breathe in clean air, you're bugged out. Remember, there was a saying they used to say. I don't hear it no more. I remember hearing it as a kid, like, "Oh, go play outside, go get some fresh air." What air? What fresh air? For how long has this air been contaminated? You know, and they spraying, like I said, they spraying all around the world. I remember somebody had said um, that they wasn't spraying because of the government shutdown, and I wrote in the comments, well, I don't know where you live at, but in my state, in my city, they spraying. They never stop spraying. You know, but again, like I said, y'all should watch the documentary on chemtrails. I don't remember the name of it, but it's a great watch. And it's because of this woman, who exposed, you know, um, I think she lives in an area where planes fly overhead all the time. And, she went and I think she made it up to Congress and was talking about the spraying and stuff like that. So they have her on the documentary that I'm talking about, chemtrails. I don't remember the name, but I'm pretty sure somebody in the chat knows, you know. But yeah, peace and salute, Monique Hill. Um, yeah, listen, again, I just find it crazy that, I'm into stuff like that. I get called a conspiracy theorist all the time, and that's cool, but it is what it is. So I'm gonna go into the next video.
On a little airplane ride, and there was a bunch of these low-hanging clouds, right? And they're just little fluffy ones and stuff, probably held up by the 5G and stuff. But then if you go up a little bit, check this out. There's a huge gap, and then another layer of clouds. Why are they double layering us? It's almost like they're trying to keep us in the dark. Have you guys ever seen that movie Dark City, where there's a bunch of vampires, and this is just a movie, but a bunch of vampires want to take over the dream world or whatever, and everyone just lives in the dark? That's kind of what it feels like for us. And then you look at these clouds, you're like, there's so many patterns in here. This is so weird. Isn't nature so cool, giving us these cool patterns through air turbulence or whatever the fuck? I don't know though, kind of looks like a bunch of things being suspended in the air with maybe like electronic, magnetic emissions coming from little tiny towers or something. Okay, look, there's like a third layer on top. This one's even casting a shadow. See that hard edge right there in the middle that's casting a shadow onto the second or third layer of clouds that we're all flying through? Yeah, dude, every day we're looking at the sun or the sky through like 3 layers of clouds. Look at all those patterns. Would you think those are natural from air turbulence, wind? I don't know. Looks like a bunch of hedgerows, like someone was planting a little garden of darkness above us. But I don't know. Also, look at how hazy the sky is all the time. Hey, look, they tried their best to keep us from seeing it, but I got to see it a little bit. I felt the warmth of the plasma goddess on my face for 5 seconds. And then we went back under the clouds. Hey, look, there's the Lake Michigan mining site that they backfilled with water after they got all the copper out. And there's Chicago, the city that's always been there, way before we say we got here. Anyway, Chicago to New York, completely covered with this BS. Hey, do you guys want to see all the hard work the lizards are doing to keep the plasma goddess?
That's exactly what I'm talking about. That's not my footage, but that's exactly what I seen, flying from Boston to Philly. Same type of sky that I saw. Same type of clouds. 1 layer, 2 layer, even 3 layers. I didn't see the 3, but I did see the 2. Monique Hill, I know I played the video. I know you came in a little late. I just played the video that was exposing they calling it a fog out in Cali. And I even seen like it's so dense that cars on the highway, a few, drivers got into accidents because that's how thick it is and they can't really see, and that's crazy. Um, but yeah, man, like listen, there's a lot of things going on, man. They spraying the skies, right? So the air we breathing is definitely not right. The foods, we already know about the fake foods, the synthetic foods, the 3D printing foods. Okay, that's just not real. Um, the medicine that they give us is, petroleum based. Um, what else? The waters. I don't know if you guys know, but Bill Gates, BlackRock, and a third company. I forgot the third company, but I know Bill Gates, BlackRock, and another company. They just bought out every water company, basically. So, you know, what do you think that they're gonna do with the water? Hold on. If you are a Yeah. The people's lived across the street, across from the other side of the. Hold on. I don't know what you're talking about. To the other side of the concourse. Oh, okay. Got you. All right. Yeah, man. Like, listen, like I said, they doing a bunch of crazy stuff, man, out here. Listen, we can still eat clean. You can still eat fresh, whether it's food, fruits, vegetables. There are places that you can go to and get things that is, not full of pesticides and stuff like that. Meanwhile, Bill Gates is building underground. Correct, correct. And I wonder why. You know, I wonder why. Him and Zuckerberg was building bunkers and stuff like that, or they already have them. There's a bunch of underground cities and stuff like that. You know, but yeah, y'all just be mindful. Of what you putting inside your body. You know what I mean, and stuff like that. You know, that's all. Just be mindful because you still can maneuver through these things and stuff like that. Now, if you choose not to, then that's on you. But I definitely try to be mindful as much as I can. And I have little ones too. So hold on, we are truly among demons. Correct, reptilians. Yeah, that's a fact. Definitely are. And stuff like that. So y'all just be mindful. You know what I mean? Just be mindful of what you buying. Read the labels. Definitely read the ingredients because that's super important. Anything more than 3, 4, I'll say 4 or more, or 3 or more ingredients into something, you already know that's not what it is. You know, Tomato paste or tomato you know, shouldn't have like ketchup. Ketchup should just say tomato. That's it. It shouldn't have, high fructose corn syrup. It shouldn't have none of these things added to it. Everything should be close to natural. It's the same thing with fruits. The closest thing to fruits I know, like if you buying an apple, they said number 9, I think, is the first number to look for. If it has a 3 or a 4 or 3 or 8, that's all GMO. And they don't even use the word GMO anymore. They use bioengineered. That's the new word. You know what I mean? I've been hip to that early on because, again, I pay attention to these things. I'm into it. You know what I mean? And I have a lot of friends that, again, we hip each other. We share information with each other and stuff like that on things like that. So, just be mindful, y'all. You know what I mean? Um, but yeah, I just wanted to do this quick live. I'm trying to be as consistent as possible. Peach and I, we might do a live tomorrow, depending on, our schedule. We'll try to bring y'all a live because I know we didn't do a live Wednesday. Who's that? Jonathan? Salute, Jonathan. We didn't do a live Wednesday, but like I said again, we will try to do, bring y'all a live tomorrow. I gotta see what's her schedule like. But again, I'm gonna tell y'all too, like I said again, I flew from Boston to Philly. When did I come out here? Thursday. Um, was it Thursday? Yeah. I believe it was Thursday. I can't even remember. I think it was Thursday. But anyways, the point I'm trying to make is I don't have a real ID. And don't listen to anybody that's doing these videos. I seen a couple of videos on through Instagram, some content creators, talking about the real ID. I know they did say in February, if you do not have a real ID, they will charge you $45. You got to go to the airport 4 hours in advance. I'm gonna tell y'all again. I'm giving y'all real spill and the facts. I just go to the airport early, but my process with TSA for not having a real ID, they don't bring you into no back room. They don't strip search you. They don't do nothing crazy. They don't have you on the side. They don't run you through no ringers. So don't listen to what anybody's spewing out there. I'm telling y'all what I've experienced, right? So this is like what my second, third time flying with just the regular standard license, all they do is the biometric palm thing. So they take something, right? You show them your palm, but your palm is like face down, and all they do is swab your hand with that. Okay. And they put it into a machine and it goes beep, and they tell you keep it moving. That's it. Okay. That's all they do. You're still with the regular people that have passports and people that have the real ID. You're still in that same line. But when you get up to TSA and you tell them you have a standard ID, they take your ID. You know what I'm saying? They don't, they just look over it. They have like this flashlight. Well, it's a blue light, and all they do is flash it to make sure it's a real, license or ID. You know what I mean? And that's about it. Like I said, they do the biometric. When I asked them why do they do that, is that fingerprinting? They said no, it's for foreign objects such as gunpowder. If you was putting a bomb together or whatever the case may be, that's it. They don't take you off and bring you to no secret room. They don't make you strip, naked. I done heard some crazy ish, and I'm like, yo, that's not even true. No lie. The process of the swabbing the hand wasn't even like a minute. Once they swab both of the palms of your hand, they put it into this machine, and then all you do is hear a beep, and they tell you, "Oh, enjoy your flight," and that's all you do. You go to your gate and wait for your flight. That's about it. All this, oh, you got to get there 4 hours in advance. I would just do that anyways. You know what I'm saying, and stuff like that. Especially if you depending on what time you fly. Like I'm a morning person. I like morning flights. You know what I'm saying? Um, but other than that, there's no crazy ish. So whatever videos y'all hear, you heard it from me. It ain't crazy like that. But I do know that they said start in February. I don't know if that's mandatory, but as far as what I've read up is next year in February, start in February, they will charge you $45. I don't know if that's a one-time fee or if you got to pay for both ways. You know what I'm saying? So, but you know, again, I just want people to know that you still can live your life, man. You know what I mean? Don't stop just because of certain reasons and certain things. Still live your life because we only get one life. There is no do-overs. You don't get to rewind anything and say, "Oh, let me do that over because I messed up." So live your life, man. But on that note, I appreciate everybody that tapped in to Lib, Monique Hill, Georgia Fran, Jonathan, Nija. I appreciate every single one of y'all. Please, again, like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And on that note, y'all already know, stay vigilant, move militant. I'm Maybach Mel, 1804, and I'm out. Peace, y'all.